Alright, I didn't realize my SD card had so many videos on it, and it kind of got full. So I was saying the rotor weighs 21.5 ounces. It is the smallest out of these three, but it is the heaviest, and it's noticeable in your hands by like, it's heavier than the Velocity by around 3 ounces, and the Prophecy by around same as 3 ounces. 3 ounces is something like 30 paintballs. So the standard 240 round Empire weighs pretty much the same as the 200 round Dye Rotor full. On gun, they both feel kind of the same, just because they both don't have a lot of top heaviness. They are around the same length. I mean, it's a slight difference in length with the Prophecy being a little bit longer, but it's just a really small. It's like less than my fingernail. The Velocity actually feels heavier because a lot of the weight is concentrated in the back, and when it's full of paintballs, there's a lot of top heaviness because it is the tallest loader out of these three. So when you're kind of moving around, the weight is more leaned out instead of in the center of gravity is not as low. As for the lids, the Velocity comes with a friction lid. Mine I had to kind of Dremel down, if you can see some of the damage I did to it, but it feels kind of nice now. It used to be extremely hard to open and close. Shout out to Stuck in the Slide 23. I think that's his username. But he's my buddy Rex. Let me use his tools. The rotor comes with a super easy lid to open. No breaking time at all. But I'm kind of worried about the wear and how long it's going to last. Prophecy comes with a magnetic lid with a lip on it. Super big, as I already said earlier. The lid also has a spring for tension so that it opens pretty much at whatever angle you have it at. The magnets are a little bit tougher to open than, like, say the rotor, which you basically need to hit it. I mean, you can just tap it and it'll open. The Prophecy uses a little more force. It's not something you're gonna notice in game, but it's noticeably stronger when you're thinking about it. Now, as for SpeedFeeds for these, the rotor has a lot of choice. There's just like the standard trapdoor finger SpeedFeeds that sit like this, and then you have like your Virtue crowns and your Exalt with the adapter things. I'm personally not a fan of SpeedFeeds. I've used them once before and it just wasn't for me. I prefer just the standard lid. Now the Dye quick feeds, those are pieces of shit. I mean, they break after like 5 uses. Now there's these things called Feed Fast RTRs. The RTR stands for Ready to Rock. There's a video on YouTube of them in game, and they're performing really decent, and they're only $15 or $16, and after they wear out around a year is what they're estimating. So it'll give you like 8 months or something of constant play every weekend. And the foam inserts are only like $6 for 3 of them. So I mean, they're easily replaceable for not very expensive. And they kind of sit inside of here, like under this lip. Let me adjust the light real quick. And then there's your Virtue crowns that came out. The collars on those suck. They always fall off. When I'm at the field, I always find them and have to ask whose it is. And my friend got one for his birthday around 2 days ago, and he used it at D-Day because they gave it to him at D-Day. I don't know why, but and he already lost the collar, so he's looking into those Feed Fast. Prophecy, nothing except for Empire has come out with a speed feed for it. I think they call it a fast feed or something. It has a lot of big fingers that kind of stick in. It looks promising, but I haven't really seen one in action. Again, I just prefer a lid. Battery life. The rotor is going to have the best. They have it estimated at around 50,000 shots before the batteries die on 3 AAAs, which is damn good. It's basically because the way the motor is set. One second, I'll show you. Now, as I said, the breakdown is extremely easy. Everything just falls out after you release these tabs. As I was saying, it's not completely toolless. There are screws inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 5, 6 back there. And on the lid, to change the speed feeds or take off the lid, there's another 6 right there. And Dye also has these new color kits that are like $30. You can get lime green, pink, cheetah, all that stuff. It also includes the little windows and the jewels. So as I was saying, the motor spins until the stack is full, and what basically happens is this moves to the side and it stops that little black piece from spinning. So basically everything in the motor is shut off except for the LED. And once balls start feeding again, it cocks back and that little black piece starts moving again. Balls start feeding and it stops moving. That's how it's so good on battery life, just because it's basically shut off every time the stack is full. The Prophecy runs off of 4 AA's. There's also an adapter for it that allows you to use 2 9-volts. The battery pack's right here. Really easy to access. There's not much. You just take off the lid and you can basically access anything you're gonna commonly want to touch. The motor and all that stuff, the engine. 4 AA's. I can't remember the battery life. I want to say 10 cases, but I'm thinking it's more. As for the velocity, for the junior chips, battery life's pretty horrible, as most have said before. I have a Gangstar in it, a V2, and the Gangstar Spring. Battery life is pretty good. I can use this for, I think, around 10 weekends of play with the same 2 9-volts. Now, it does use 2 9-volts. I'm not too much of a fan of that because, I mean, I understand it's lighter, but 4 AA's would carry more power, and it's not like a noticeable difference. I think that about concludes everything I have to say about these loaders. Overall, I like the Prophecy the best, even including the Pinocchio, which I think looks like shit, but it performs solid. A lot of my friends like the Pinocchio. My friend just bought one at D-Day. Overall, the Prophecy I like the best. I mean, the breakdown, the complete breakdown is not as easy as like taking these 2 shells off. It's super easy to break down, but assembly is the problem. You have a bunch of like tabs and push button locks and stuff. But as a conclusion of the Prophecy, I like the huge lid. You can fit like